What's up, guys? Welcome to Gray Rabbit Finance. I'm your host, Tyler, and in today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to reprogram your subconscious mind for trading. Let's hop in. The three minds. The first two levels of your mind are the conscious level and the subconscious level. You think with your conscious mind, and whatever you habitually think sinks down to impress upon your subconscious mind, which creates reality according to the nature of your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is the creative mind. The third mind is the superconscious mind, the awareness that is beyond the subjective and objective reality. It is also known as a higher self or higher mind. We receive our intuition, inspiration, sense of morality, and wisdom from our superconscious mind. Now, guys, take a look at this diagram. This concept was made popular by Sigmund Freud, and I'm going to read you a quick quote from him. And Sigmund Freud said, "The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above the water." Now, what did he mean by this, guys? The subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of our mental life, while the conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. So basically what he's saying is that, people are underestimating the significance of their subconscious minds. And that's, when you're riding in the Titanic, right? You only see the tip of the iceberg, but you don't see that underneath there's a gigantic mass of ice, right? So it's important to know, for us, the importance of the subconscious mind, and that the subconscious mind is the creative mind and helps drive and shape our own realities. Now, the way I like to think about it too is, if you guys are watching this, chances are you're watching it on a screen of a computer right now. And I like to think of the screen of the computer as the conscious mind. And I like to think of all the other parts, like the RAM, the motherboard, the processor chip, etc. And all the internal parts are like our subconscious mind. They're running the show in the background, right? And the screen just makes up a small percentage of the reality of what's happening. But the programming and all the internal computer parts are like our subconscious mind, and they're actually influencing what we see on the screen. So just think about it like that. That's how I like to think about it. Now, let's move on to step 1 on how to reprogram your subconscious mind. Step 1, know what you are conscious of being now. Conscious mind. The outer world is actually a projection of our mind. Awareness. Become aware of what you are subconsciously creating in your life. Creation. Creation is already complete, as you are revealing it now on the screen of space. The two gifts. Mind is how we experience our world, and inner speech is how we select what we want to experience. So guys, we have to use our mind and we have to use our inner speech to program what we want to experience. Now here's a quote from Neville Goddard. "All changes take place in consciousness. The future, although prepared in every detail in advance, has several outcomes. At every moment of our lives, we have before us the choice of which of several futures we will choose." Now, guys, look, this is pretty straightforward. We have the choice of how we want the future to be, and we talked about this in the last video. We have to make up our minds, right? And we need to evolve. And how do we evolve? Well, we can't evolve if we continue on with the same negative beliefs in ourselves, right? We need to have positive beliefs. We need to trust that we can accomplish what we set out to. So that's what we should take away from it. Let's move on to step 2. Step 2, reprogram your mind through repetition. Autosuggestions imply that the experience has changed and we are now what we desire to be, even if there are no visible changes. Faith. Even if changes don't visibly appear, they are still happening subconsciously. Repetition. Autosuggestions at night and day remove reactivity and form subconscious beliefs. The law of assumption. You can remind yourself that you are already your ideal in the present moment, beyond any circumstance. Now, guys, here's another quote about living in the end through the law of assumption from Neville Goddard. Many persons, myself included, have observed events before they occurred. That is, before they occurred in this world of 3 dimensions. Since man can observe an event before it occurs in the 3 dimensions of space, life on Earth must proceed according to plan, and this plan must exist elsewhere in another dimension and be slowly moving through our space. Now, guys, this is what we call having faith in the unseen reality. Now, just because we don't see it with our 5 senses does not mean that the forces of the universe are not working with us to reshape our reality in the future. So we need to have faith, and we need to have consistency in our practice to keep continuously shaping our future. And you will notice this, guys. At first, when you start doing these affirmations, you may have a little bit of resistance, right? You may think, oh, look, I'm looking at my bank account right now. I'm looking at where I'm at, and it doesn't align with what I'm telling myself and what I'm putting into my subconscious. And that's fine. You're going to have resistance at first. But I promise you, if you stay consistent and you keep practicing, everything will fall into place. And this is called the bridge of incidents, where people, places, things all align to help you reach your goal and what you set out to reach and your desires, right? So, basically the main takeaway from this is to assume you already are in your ideal state and to have faith in the unseen realities. All right, guys, let's move into step 3. Step 3, reprogram your mind through changes of perspective. Now, guys, this is important. This is not just about trading. When we show up to the markets, we need to be the best version of ourselves. And the only way that we can accomplish this is by having the other aspects of our lives in balance. Because if we're out of balance in all these other aspects of life, there's a good chance that could create emotional responses, emotional imbalances. And if we're emotionally imbalanced, we're not going to be trading at our optimal level. So, guys, some of the beliefs that we need to instill could look something like this, right? Career. The jobs, occupation that I want are looking to be filled by me. Financial. Money shows up from unexpected sources, and I am open to new ways of enjoying this abundance. Spiritual. Prosperity, health, happiness are my destiny and birthright. Physical. I enjoy doing what I do. My body is energized by doing what I love. Intellectual. All information that I am searching for shows up instantly. Family. My family respects what I wish to do, and I respect what they wish to do. Social. People that I am interested in show up wherever I am. Now, this is another quote that relates to these concepts I just spoke about, but it's about facilitating a harmonious mental conversations. This is from Neville Goddard. The most remarkable feature of man's future is its flexibility. It is determined by his attitudes rather than by his acts. The cornerstone on which all things are based is man's concept of himself. He acts as he does and has the experiences that he does because his concept of himself is what it is, and for no other reason. Had he a different concept of self, he would act differently. So, guys, this is just really about how do we envision ourselves? Do we see ourselves as wealthy? Do we see ourselves as successful? Because those are the first steps. We need to assume our success in the future. We need to assume that we will be wealthy in the future, and then we let it all fall into place, right? So this is kind of just talking about how we need to program ourselves, and we need to facilitate harmonious mental conversations in order to accomplish these things. Now, guys, let's move into step 4. Step 4, practice daily and observe. Practice daily affirmations during the state akin to sleep, also known as the theta brainwave state. Now, guys, the subconscious mind is much easier to impress upon when you are in this drowsy state just before sleeping or just upon waking. Now, we need to first diagnose what beliefs we would like to change. Second, we need to find specific affirmations to produce the new beliefs that we want. And third, we need to find or make our own audio recordings of our affirmations. and please note, this is very important. These affirmations must be in the present tense. For instance, I am a consistently profitable trader. And it needs to be in the present tense in order for the subconscious mind to work through the law of assumption. Now, here's a few affirmations for traders, and I personally like to use these, so I'm going to read through them shortly. I am a consistently profitable trader. I objectively and easily identify my trading edges. I completely accept the risk of each trade. I act on my trading edges without reservation or hesitation. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors. I understand the absolute necessity of these principles for consistent success. Therefore, these principles are fully instilled into my being. Now, guys, these are all specific for trading, but this process works with all aspects of your life. So if you find something related to family or business or career, you can take the same steps that I'm telling you now and apply it to all different aspects. And I'm going to be making future videos with some of my favorite affirmations and the format of how I like to do it. But I do encourage you also to make your own and just to give it a try and be consistent with it, because that's the key. Observe and allow the changes to occur. Guys, we need to trust the higher power of the subconscious mind to take care of everything. Patience is key. Even if the changes don't appear, go beyond the five senses. Reality is what you are aware of being inside right now. The outer will reflect it. Vision. Everything unfolds naturally from your vision. Allowing. Avoid suffering negative results from attempting to control rather than allowing. Forgiveness. A lot of our suffering stems from beliefs of shame or guilt. Forgiveness will eliminate these beliefs. Now, guys, many practices and forms of spirituality actually talk about forgiveness, and this is crucial. Guilt and shame will throw you into a lower vibration and will detract. Feelings of guilt and shame are like weeds in a garden. It's okay when a weed pops up, but you need to make sure that you take it out by the roots, right? And the only way we can do that is through forgiving ourselves for any past mistakes or troubles, and pulling those weeds out and planting new seeds of powerful self-belief in our future success and our successes right now. Now, guys, I trust you found this content useful. What are some of your affirmations that you like to use for trading? If you have any, feel free to comment below. And if you enjoyed this content, feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.